Hey guys, Kerry Stessel. Hope you guys are doing well today. Today I've got 3 tips on building a better experience in your restaurant for your customers. You ever wonder about your business and everything's just, the wheels are in motion, everything's rolling, everything's going. You know, you get the little hiccups now and then, new hires, training, other issues. But day in, day out business, once it's in motion, do you ever take a step out of that and look into your business and really kind of analyze, the customer's experience? So today I want to give you 3 tips on my perspective as a customer, consumer at a restaurant, and some of the things that affect my overall dining experience. Obviously, number one would be the food. You got to have great food. Sometimes people are just out for a quick bite, quick meal, not looking for anything really fancy. Simple will do, but good tasting. And along with that is the portion size. So portion is really important for the value. You want your guests to have a good perceived value. If they, order something and there's enough food on their plate to take home, the price may not be a variable for some people. Some people, obviously it is, to each their own. I think it's really important to understand your demographics and to know what your customer's price point is, reasonably for them to eat out at your restaurant a couple of times a week, maybe a couple of times a month, maybe every day. But the idea is that you want to know your target market and your clientele and their median income for your area within a 3-mile radius. What's the median income? Have you looked into that? Definitely research it. Find out where you need to be for your business model. And, it's not going to always play out exactly. It depends on the type of restaurant. Obviously, if it's a white linen, full-service restaurant, and you're in a business district, then it's easy that you could have, or a upper income, higher median household income area, then you might have a busier lunch. You might have a slower dinner. You might have busy lunch and busy dinner and be a high-end restaurant. Nothing wrong with either or end of the spectrum, being high-end, low-end, medium. But, ideally, if you want to be a good restaurant that's going to have repeat business, repeat customers that's going to come in day out, obviously price point value is critical, and keep the food good. Don't compromise the quality, guys. Too many people out there nowadays, foodies, that enjoy good quality food. They know what to expect. They kind of more educated, I guess, than going back 20, 30 years ago when the food industry was a completely different animal altogether. And things were created like Swanson's TV dinners. That was back then. This is a different era, so you need to kind of evolve with that and with the education of the average consumer, because of the internet and obviously all the information that's out there and that's being tossed around social media. I'm not going to talk about that, but keep everything in line to where your average, your customer is going to be able to come in, eat at your restaurant once, twice, 3 times a week, a couple times a month easily, and that's where you want to grow in your business. Your core business is going to be those repeat customers. So step number 2, yeah, let's take a step. So tip number 2, so we got food, and I talked a little bit about service and quality and everything with that. We're going to talk about ambiance. So ambiance is one of those things that, business owner, they put in motion. Oh, they got the nice lights set up. They got the nice, seats and the tables and the decor and everything, the paintings on the wall and whatever their decorations are, and all that's set up, and that's fine and nice, and whatever level. I'm not here to judge or grade. If I go to a taco stand, hey, I'm not expecting anything other than a clean wooden stool, to sit on, and I'm happy, So it really just is, it applies to your business, whatever type of business model or type of restaurant that you're running. So with that, as a consumer going into a restaurant and eating, I enjoy, obviously good service. That goes without saying. Train your staff, teach them the menu. But as far as ambiance, clean tables, clean floors. Pay attention to detail, guys. Walk your restaurant daily. I think that's important. I think that's critical. I'm not even going to talk about bathrooms. We all know how critical that is. That'll ruin a customer's overall experience. They're there eating, they got to go. They don't want to go. You just ruined it. I mean, who wants to sit there and, anyway, you get the picture. But, clean tables, wipe them down, seats, disinfect them, the 2 towels, a disinfectant, you know the routine. But keep everything clean, dust it off, wiped off. Obviously, if you're eating, you want to be in a cleaner environment when you're eating, so that's important. One of the big things that the customer doesn't really pay too much attention to, I notice this because it does affect me personally, so I'm quite aware of it. Some people may not be aware or acknowledge it or be conscious of it at all, is the music. So if you have any music or TVs or anything going on, take a minute and sit down in your restaurant or stand in your restaurant during a busy, service and just listen to the noise level. Is the TV too loud? Is the music too loud? Is it too low? Is it at a comfortable level throughout the whole entire restaurant to where your customer, your guests are going to be able to enjoy conversation? Because obviously part of eating is bringing people together, conversations, people talk, they communicate. That's what you want to have happen. And I think that's important that they can do that without yelling across the table to their company. That can ruin the whole experience as well. So another big thing for me personally is the type of music. I enjoy, depending on the restaurant, obviously, tailor it to your restaurant. Tweak it, but be just conscious of it. What type of music are you playing? What kind of TV or sports are you playing? Is that something that you want to digest your food to? I give you an example. We were down in Mexico, and me and my wife, and we went to this restaurant in town, and we're enjoying a nice dinner, in Mexico, and they're playing like this, and no offense to the music, it just didn't go with the food, but they were playing like this dance, ghetto, rap stuff loud that you would play in a club. Not what I want to be hearing when I'm trying to chew, digest my food at a comfortable pace and not feel rushed. The music is fast paced. I feel like I'm being rushed. I feel like I'm in a hurry. I gotta chew fast, I gotta eat fast, I gotta talk fast. You get indigestion, and it's a bad experience. For me, it's not a good experience. So just be conscious of the type of music, the level of the music, the TV, or whatever the actual noise is in your restaurant. If you have bad acoustics, I get it, I understand. Some restaurants are louder than others. If that's the case, maybe not play music. Maybe just let the noise of the restaurant be the noise of the restaurant. It is what it is. But just be conscious of that, be aware, pay attention to that. Guests do like to communicate, they do like to talk. It makes an enjoyable evening. It makes it, the whole experience, better experience. So keep that in mind. That's important. Tip number 3 is going to be the overall restaurant itself. So what I mean by that is when you walk in, from the time you're greeted, how the service is, how the food is, the whole overall, when you walk out of there, are you full? Are you happy? Did you enjoy what you got for what you paid for? Was everything satisfactory? Nowadays, you just don't want to be satisfactory. You really got to kind of push yourself, push your team, your employees, your staff to actually exceed the customer's expectations. Yeah, we probably all heard exceed their expectations, but it's true. It's so true. And sometimes we just need to be reminded of these truths that, it's going above and beyond. It's the little bitty things. Here's an example. Is everything fine? Here's your check. Is there anything else I can get you? Would you like a drink to go? Wow. So from a cost perspective, may not be for everybody. If you're selling $2 tacos and you're paying 18 cents for a styrofoam cup and a lid and ice and tea or whatever, it may not fit into your business model from a cost perspective. But if it does, wow, that was awesome. Yeah, I would love a sweet tea to go. That's me, that's my preference. Some people may want a water. They might be on the road for, an hour easily getting across town, or, from wherever they're going to wherever they're coming to. And if that's the case, having a drink with them in their car might just be something that, number one, is going to get the servers an extra, little extra tip. Offering to wrap up their food, obviously, is something you want to make sure of. But just little bitty things like that can make a big difference over the overall experience. The guests leaving happy, content, and feeling like they got something a little extra. If you guys are serving anything like appetizer-wise, a little, sauce, extra sauce, or something, extra bread, and make sure that your wait staff is paying attention. You always hear people say, oh, well, they didn't refill my water glass, they didn't refill my tea glass. I asked them twice, and just stuff like that. It comes with training, obviously, but it's the little things that can irk you or rub the customer the wrong way, or it's something that can, really just make a big difference at the end of their meal when they leave out of there going, wow, that was really cool. They give me a drink to go. Not too many places ask that or offer that. I think that was cool. It went a long way. So anything that you can tell or give your guests that's going to make it more memorable, make their experience more enjoyable, be creative, think outside the box, and whatever you would expect as a customer, that's what your guest wants to. They want the same thing. It's no different. Just sometimes we get caught up in the business and day in, day out, and everything's rolling, everything's turning, and you don't step out of that and take a look into it and analyze these things. So those are my 3 tips for the day. 3. And I do have one extra bonus for you. Word of mouth advertising is the best form of advertising, period. I see a lot of restaurants wasting a lot of money on mailers and flyers and ads and all kinds of stuff that just, Groupon, and, that the ROI on that, if you're getting 1% to 2%, you're doing good. You're doing real good. Maybe if you're a new restaurant, you just want to get word out to the masses, maybe do something like that one time. That's my personal suggestion. If you're seeing great results, hey, great. Keep doing it. Whatever works, is working. I just haven't seen it, haven't heard it. It's just people throw their junk mail away. They don't read stuff. They don't look at that. I mean, there are some other opportunities out there. Be creative, get outside of the box. What can you do to grow your business, your restaurant, your livelihood, your passion, and reach the masses and spread the word through word of mouth? My bonus tip of the day is, how about this? So, haven't done it, haven't tried it, haven't even heard of it, just thought of it. And here you go. If it works and you want to try it, I'd love to hear back from you. Give me some feedback. Let me know if it worked. Maybe I'm on to something that could benefit many, and it could possibly become a thing. Who knows? If it's an utter failure and it doesn't work out, it doesn't apply to your business, I'd love to hear that as well. Love to hear the feedback. Just let me know. Tipless Tuesday. What? Tipless Tuesday? I don't know. Explain to your guests, promote the fact that on Tuesdays, or whatever day, Tipless Thursday if you want, or Tipless March, whatever you want to do, that you don't accept tips. And that actually, in reality, is almost like a discount to the guest. And in lieu of the tips, you ask your customers sincerely, your wait staff has to be trained through this, sir, just so you know, it's Tipless Tuesday. We do not accept tips. We want you to enjoy the meal as our guest without tipping us. This is the service that we provide to our guests. And the best tip you can give us is just tell your friends. That's all we ask. Simple as that. You can post it on, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, anywhere, social media. You can call, email, however you want to communicate it. The best tip you can give us is just tell your friends that we're here and ask them to come see us and let them know how you enjoyed, the food and the service. And that's it. Tipless Tuesday. We don't accept tips. All that we ask is just tell your friends. That's the best tip you can give us. That's my bonus tip of the day. You guys have a good one, and we will talk soon. Take care.